Hi, I'd like to show you how to integrate data you collect from Wufoo forms into almost any web app on the internet using Automato. For those of you who aren't familiar with Wufoo, it's an awesome online form building service that makes collecting data from people really easy. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Automato, it's a tool that we're building to help people solve all sorts of problems related to workflow, data entry, and automation. To use Automato, you literally draw on top of web pages to connect your data, including the data that you've collected from Wufoo, to form fields on a web page. You can install Automato by going to automa.to and clicking the giant install button. Just a word of caution, Automato is still in beta, so it may not work perfectly all of the time. Out of the box, Wufoo lets you do a whole lot with your data. You can view it online, export it as a spreadsheet, email it, or send it to more than a dozen pre-configured apps. But what if you want to send the data you've collected with Wufoo to another app that's not listed here? This is where Automato comes in handy. For this how-to video, I've created a form in Wufoo to collect recipe data. I happen to be running out of good cooking ideas and wanted to collect some recipes from my friends. But this form could just as easily collect data that's vital to your business workflow. I'm going to show you how to access your Wufoo form entries inside of Automato and map those form entries to two different web apps. culinaryculture.com, a web app for foodies, and my own personal WordPress blog that I use to share recipes with readers. Let's get started. First, let's test out my Wufoo form to make sure it's working. Now let's navigate to Wufoo, reload, and there we go. Salsa omelet. Now, let's hook Automato up to my Wufoo account. I'm going to go to the options page, scroll down to the Access Your Wufoo Forms section, give it my Wufoo account name, and tell it to grab my Wufoo API key. Now we should be able to pull up our Wufoo form data alongside our CSVs and Google Spreadsheets in Automato's selector widget. Let's search for recipes for Adam. Now let's send that data to some web apps. First up, culinaryculture.com. Let's go to the new recipe form. And connect our data to these fields. Click the tomato, search for Adam's recipes, recipes for Adam, and you'll notice that all of the column headers up top inside of the selector match these floating anchors on the screen. If there are any column headers on the screen that we don't want to see, we can hide them. To connect columns to form fields, we can either drag a line or right-click and use context menus. If all the lines and dots start getting in the way, we can make our connections invisible and still use Automato's context menus. Click a specific entry in the data selector and the target form is filled in. As new entries come into Wufoo, they'll automatically appear in Automato. When you return to this form and pop open the selector, Automato will remember all your data mappings and will highlight the last row you clicked, so you'll be able to pick up from right where you left off. Let's pop over to another web app that I want to send this data to, my WordPress blog. I'm using the More Fields WordPress plugin to create custom recipe-related form fields for my blog. I've already set up my data connections, so all I have to do is pop open Automato's data selector and click on the Wufoo entry that I want to transfer to WordPress. Hit publish, and that's it. Thanks for watching. We launched the beta for Automato in January and are trying to figure out what sorts of workflow and data problems it can currently help with, and what sorts of features we need to build so it can solve even more problems. We have a whole bunch of ideas about what to build next and want to hear your ideas too. If you have any thoughts about Automato, feature requests, or just want to say hi, email us at hello@automa.to. Thanks, bye.